Let me hear you say ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba da. Crazy at this thing called love, just what I've been dreaming of. And I can never figure out, oh, how you do the things you do. That's why I'm so in love with you. I like the way you make me smile. Boy, you give me butterflies. And when I look into your eyes, I'll see the future in me and you. That's why I wrote this song for you. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Just want you to know what I think of you. L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Baby, you've got what it takes to make your girl say L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. If I met you in another life and you asked me to be your wife, with grace and a smile I say, yeah, always now and forever. You be my one and only lover. 'Cause I like the way you make me smile. Boy, you give me butterflies. And when I look into your eyes, I'll see the future in me and you. That's why I wrote this song for you. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Just want you to know what I think of you. L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Baby, you've got what it takes to make your girl say L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba da.
is the chef in the kitchen, and just come on down and check us out. You will not regret it.
Good morning. Welcome to Attorney Commander J.R. Glapohkpa Chesson talk show. It's in the mid to upper 40 degrees in Providence, Rhode Island. And by noon, it's not getting any higher, maybe up to the upper mid to upper 50s. So today's a chilly day. Make sure you got your warm weather, gear up. I think it's going to be sunny. Not much cloud, no precipitation. At least I didn't see it with that, but check it out. Okay? So, what do we have for this morning? My topics are: 1, can educated Liberians tolerate, accept, and live together with each other in peace and not pieces? 2, religion, family values, and the challenges of constitutional democracy. Now, let me warn you that my first and second topic will have issues that are similar, because when you look at the overall crux of my teaching this morning, they may overlap in some places. So let me take a coffee break. Let's listen to some ads and be back with you soon.
Caribbean cuisine. So we have a beautiful outdoor that we have a selection of different type of food that you can enjoy. We have jerk chicken, jerk ribs, especially the weekend. We got some different specials gonna go on, and we are basic Haitian cooking, but also you can find a little bit of everything that we carry here. And we are at 405 Harris Avenue, Providence, Rhode Island. Thank you. Come on by and try us out. Looking forward to see you guys.
Can educated Liberians tolerate, accept, and live together with each other in peace and not pieces? That is a challenging question of itself. But to begin this topic, my lesson this morning, let me tell you, as a Liberian, I've been very, very blessed. And I cannot ignore that fact. That's why I'm thankful to God, and I'm thankful above all that I know my God. I sought my God, and I found my God, and I know my God. So I'm not in search of a God. I'm not in search of somebody to lift me up or guide me spiritually. I'm not that. I knew my God from time immemorial. I just had to go through the changes in life to know exactly who my God was. Because my God has been with me from time immemorial, just like each and every one of us. But for you to understand and appreciate the divinity or the divine power of your God, you have to know your God. And when you know your God, you will feel it, because there will be no other gods that you want to worship or even listen to or even want to see. Some of us are blessed to get things when we are young. some in our middle ages, some in our old ages. But I'm doing all of this to this is an introduction into my topic, basically. But I remember the very first time I prayed. I told you all that I was small. My aunt who raised me used to flog the hell out of me if I didn't do my lesson. She let me do anything I wanted to do because I wasn't a bad kid. Yeah, I was a troublesome kid sometimes. Yeah, mischievous kid. But I wasn't bad. I wasn't evil. So most of the news used to come in with just news from the street. Oh, he did this. He minor things. And they didn't play to flog me for it. And if you live in an African society, when they tell you it takes a village to raise a child, you better believe it. Because sometimes I used to come home, things I do in the street so far away from home. I come home in the night thinking my parents will not even know about it. By the time I come home, they know about it. They know about it. People finish calling them or passing by there. Oh, we saw Bob Blue over there doing something. Oh, yeah, you saw him. Yeah, okay, no problem. And I told you I would come home. They would not say a word to me. They would be so nice to me. They would do everything for me. Make me take my shower, bed, bath, everything. Get my pajamas, go to bed, tuck me in the bed, lay me down good. And I go to sleep, man. Then like 10 or 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, the people come with ratings. My aunt go to one side of the bed. My uncle stay on one side of the bed. And the people start flocking me, man. Have you ever waking up being flocked? Oh, man. Sometimes I just get out of my deep sleep, man. These people are flocking me. I'm looking, I said, what's wrong with these people? I thought they were crazy. One time I thought they were crazy. I see the people just go after me with the ratings. So I had a trick when they be beating me that I would jump on top of all the trunks and things they had in the room. Then they would tell me, oh, come down. I said, no, I ain't coming down, your stuff. So they used to beat me. And every night, every day when I came home, before I went to sleep, I was scared. I didn't know what I did. I didn't know what kind of news I got. That was the first time I prayed. I got down on my knees. And I think about this thing that it bothered me. Because after I prayed, I don't remember them ever beating me again. I don't remember. And it just come into my consciousness. But that was the first time I prayed. And they never beat me again after that. I got on my knees and I said, God, I don't know what I did today, but I beg you, don't let these people beat me. And that was my prayer, simple prayer. But I was not forced. I was not coerced. I didn't think about doing something else. Why did I think about praying? Why? I asked myself that today. I said, of all the things I could have done, why did I think about praying? How many kids today get in trouble and think about praying? How many kids? I didn't have nobody else to go to. I didn't have no uncle, no aunt, nobody who I could go to. And I will talk about that later too. So I prayed and it worked. They never beat me after that. And I'm thinking about that right now and saying, God, you know what? That didn't dawn on me. But that didn't change my life's experiences. That's just to bring in the crux of my lesson too. You see, our society in Liberia is no different from societies all over the world. Even during Jesus' time, and I'm going to Jesus' time, because perhaps people will have a better understanding of what I'm talking about, because everybody knows about Jesus' time. As a political scientist, my job is to study my society. I'm a social scientist, but I'm different from a social scientist in that social scientists and people of that nature, sociologists, psychologists, they go towards helping people. Individuals, they can help group too. But as a political scientist, my job or my interest is to impact society, group, people. That's why in politics we study people philosophies, Karl Marx, Lenin, and all these people, Detach, who else? Newton, all these great philosophers. We studied the philosophy because all of that was intended to bring people together, to give us society as a whole better systems of living. You see, so we're compelled to do things in those theoretical ideals framework, in our framework of the ideals. We're supposed to do things like the communists say, all of us must live the same way. We can't have no rich people. All of us must be similar. Then it will show that we're all equal. In democracy, it says we are capitalists. We must go after wealth, individual money, not group. So these are different thoughts that impact society and our lives and how we grow and exist. And as a political scientist, I'm a Liberian political scientist. I read all the other political theories, but my interest is my people. How can I impact my people with my teaching? What will influence my people's minds and cause them to behave in certain ways? So all of this comes into the context of what I'm teaching today. And we cannot ignore the fact that when I point to the historical times of Jesus Christ, it is important to us as a Christian nation because most Liberians, if they didn't know anything, they know Jesus' name. They didn't even know the Bible, they know about Jesus. So I didn't say all, I said most. So when I talk about Jesus in the context, in this context, in relation to my country, I hope it gives my people understanding what I'm talking about. During Jesus' time, all of us lived the same way in terms of family values and societal norms. Fathers will have 4 or 5 wives. They will have concubines. The king will have harems and all of that, all these things. Women were a sign of wealth, a sign of prestige. Still today, it still is today. It still is today because women bring a sort of essence into the society, into our world. Every man with a woman that adds on to your upliftment, that adds on to your success. Women can help you or break you. Their spirit alone can uplift your spirit before mankind, or they can bring you down. If you got a good woman who people love and she's nice to everybody, and you connect to that woman, her blessings come off to you too. People look at you in that same vein. But if you got a woman who mean and evil and all that, that can bring your spirit down too. So these are the things, even in Jesus' time, these are the things were happening too. Why Jesus' philosophy is what it is today. Jesus came to teach us the best ways for us to find peace and happiness in our lives. Let's look at the family lives. A man with 6, 7, 8 children. You got 6, 7, 8 homes. If all of them come from different mothers. The challenge of the household is to bring all the children together and make them feel a sense of oneness under their father. Feel equal and fair and treated as a family member. That's the challenge of that family. It was the same thing during Jesus' time too. When people have 4, 5, 6, 7 wives, it was a challenge. And that's why in those days people were evil and mean. People didn't have take any hesitance in killing other people, in sharing blood. People didn't care about killing people because of the way the family and society was raised. You know, if a man has 5 children, everybody in their lives got one family they like the most, or they may favor one child the most, or that creates animosity, bitterness, hatred, all these negative things in a family. And it is from that same crux of living that we are under today. Because despite the fact that our society is a Christian society, we are not a family that caters to one man, one wife. We have a polygamous society where majority of our people have 2, 3 women, 4, 5 women. Even if they marry, they still have relations outside because it carries from our culture. It carries from our culture. Because if our culture tells us it's okay to have 4, 5, 6 wives, and we born in that thing, seeing our fathers with 4, 5, 6 women, seeing them having children all around. When we marry, there's a possibility we may not stay faithful in that relationship. Neither the man nor the woman, because all us, man or woman, will come from the same families with the same family problems and situations. So there will always be dishonesty in our family because we have never been conditioned to really accept the fact that one man and one woman can be happy together. So the very cultural essence of our society, the very upbringing of our people is against the concept of monogamy. Everything is polygamy. So if we want to come under the Christian teachings of Jesus Christ, it's a challenge within itself. It's a challenge within itself. Because look at our world today. When people do things in the old society, in the old world, they didn't do it because of sex or because of love. No, they did it because of the needs of society. In every society, you got more women than men. From time immemorial, it's been like that. There's always been more women than men. Who's going to take care of the other women in society? Look at today in Kenya or one of the African countries. All the women have come together and agree that their husbands should marry other women because there are too many women in the country and less men. And these women are suffering because you got wealthy men with only one woman and one family when you could have 4 or 5 women there. Not so much for sex, but these women need to be supported. They need husbands. Some of them don't have children. What do you do? Go around sleeping around and that promotes prostitution and all these evil things. So from one thing comes the other thing. And that's why in the olden days, this world been around for billions of years. Our people know, look at the Roman soldiers, how they dress. If they could dress like that in those days, and these days we're still dressing like that. That tells you our world been around a long, long time. And we have done this thing before. Everything we're doing now, we did it before. We're just doing it in different ways. And it's the same thing with our education. And because of the division of our family, that creates this great division within our society. If everybody from every tribal group is encouraged to marry 4 or 5 women, because in our traditional society, you can marry as many women as you want to marry. There's no limit. Only Islam limits you to 4 or 5. But under the African traditional society, you can marry any woman you want to marry. Women are not considered human beings, they are considered property. So you can have as much property as you want. And perhaps those were the same ideals during Jesus Christ's time that he tried to change and tried to bring them into a form of monogamy. But even under monogamy, man, if you people don't love each other the same way, it will not work. You can make all kind of promises and promises and promises. If you're coming from a society that is culturally polygamous, people sleep all over the place with everybody, and you people don't have commitment to yourselves or real love in your relationship, it can't work. And this is what is happening in our country today. We have all our tribes are polygamous. All our men want to sleep with everybody in our nation. That creates jealousy, it creates hatred, it creates animosity within itself. Because if we're working together, and you see my family, the first thing you want to do, you want to sleep with everybody in my family. You want to marry somebody in my family. You know, everything has something to do with some sexual or love connotation. We can't have peace in the office. And this is what happened in our country, my people. This is what happened in our country. That's why there's so much hatred. There's so much division in our country. Because we don't understand the concept of familyhood. We don't. We don't understand the concept of a divine relationship where sex is not involved. But it's just because I love you, I will do that. Because you are a man and I feel you got principles, so I will do it for you. Not because I want to sleep with you or because you want to sleep with me, I want something for you, tit for tat. No. There are fundamental things in our society that we must adhere to. If we don't, our society will break apart. Now, my teaching today came from Glapohkpa. If you all saw when I put my thing up this morning, I said, we can't and won't grow as a nation and all people with the hatred, jealousy, and animosity within and amongst us. Glapohkpa responded, Rod, I like this, so and so. Now, Glapohkpa is one of our big brothers. He's always been culturally focused. You know, one of the guys who want to change our society for the better. We can all want to change our society for the better. And that's why I took my lesson from this morning. Do we want to live in peace or in pieces? Because he said, if educated Liberians can only come together and try to live in peace and not pieces. So I said that's a good topic for my lesson this morning. Us living in peace and not pieces. So this is the crux of what I'm saying. You know, we have to examine our family. There's nothing wrong if you want to marry 4, 5, 6 women, 7 women. But you have to understand that for our society to grow, for our society to prosper, our men got to be disciplined. That's discipline. That's all Jesus Christ was teaching us. Discipline. Discipline. Because you want to sleep with 4, 5, 6 women does not mean that you should do that. Does not mean that it is right to do that. And that's where our culture is pulling us backwards. Because in our culture, it is okay to treat women in that kind of way. Women have no value in African culture. And this is why I'm trying to bring to your attention that Jesus self noticed that. Because when you have a polygamous relationship where you can marry 4, 5, 6, 7 women or any amount of women you want, there may be no love in those relationships, only for sex. And who is getting the pleasure? The breadwinner, who is usually the man. Except the woman is the breadwinner, because some women are promiscuous too. They can sleep with 4, 5, 6 men. And they are happy in our culture, but they are queens and they are rich women. You got to have the wealth of the community to be able to do those kind of things. Where nobody will talk, everybody will still say, yeah, or whether they disrespect you or not, it will be subtle, means secret. You will not really see it. So, who it benefits? It doesn't benefit our society. Look at our country today. Our president sleeping with everybody for a job. That's the same thing Jesus was against. You know? Because people take advantage of other people. They take advantage of poor people. They may make promises to them just to go to bed with them and tell them when you're doing it later on. Who you go to? You can't go to nobody. You can't go to nobody. And this creates deep hatred and animosity. This is beside the politics now. The politics is just one thing. But the animosity and hatred in our society have been going on from time immemorial. It's because of some of these same things. People come and just take other people with me, take their children, do anything they want to do. No, we have lived in this arena for too long, man. This lawless, polygamous, don't care atmosphere. You know, I have nothing wrong if you want to marry 4, 5, 6 women. It's nothing wrong with that. But you have to understand there has to be norms and rules. You can't just marry people and just leave them to fend for themselves. And this is what been happening in our country. People marry 4, 5, 6 women and they treating everybody. The husband ain't got no time for the house. The women care for themselves. They're responsible for the children. Well, that been a case forever. The women always took care of the children. But the men always took care of the men children in the family. Because women can't take care of men. So those men always drew the men children of them to take care of them. And this is where we are today. And this is the same thing I'm telling you. If we don't grow as a nation and a people who have caring hearts for each other, who understand the plight of our people, the history of our nation, the sufferings of our people, you got to understand all these things to appreciate our people and what you want to do for them. If you don't know about the sufferings of our people, the hardship they've been through, the challenges they got, how can you help them? You can't help them. You can't help them. And as a political scientist, it bothers me. A Liberian political scientist, it bothers me. Because my interest is to see my people motivated to live in peace and harmony and follow norms and systems that will give us prosperity, good life for all of us, not for one group of people. So my job is to find out ways that we can move together and not apart. We can move together in unison for the benefit and interest of our whole country and our people. And that's where we do all these things to look at it. Okay, let me take a break now. That with my first topic. We know the first topic has to do with the dysfunctional system we have in our country. It's like that in every third world country. It's a dysfunctional system that is based on marriage, that is based on male supremacy, and that is based on ignorance of the powers and greatness of the female. So this is the first lesson. So because we miss all those things about our women and what they bring to the table, our men cannot work together. They can't work together because amongst them, they're fighting for women. They're fighting for money. They're fighting for power. And they can't come to a common mind, a common agreement. Because all these things are being driven by animosity, jealousy, hatred, and nothing in the good interest of our people. So let me take a break, sip my coffee, and we'll come back and deal with the second part bit by bit. I will start with the family today. Okay? Let me take my break and I'll come back. Let me see. Whew. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tony Commander J.R. Glapohkpa Chesson. I'm on Broad Street this morning at the Island Restaurant. It's a Jamaican-owned restaurant that has been here in Providence for a little while, I think. But before me, I have the proprietor. Good morning, sir. Could you tell us your name and how long this restaurant has been here?
I'm Ricky. We've been here over 5-6 years. Me and my wife. We started out a Jamaican restaurant, Caribbean. We're in front of 3 high schools, and we did burgers and fries, and that's now one of the most popular items here, like burgers and fries. So all the kids from the high school, they come here after school for lunch and then after school. So this place is packed during the day with kids.
So you get a lot of support for the community.
Yeah.
Well, I want to wish you the best, and we'll spread your news about this restaurant further, so probably your clientele will increase.
Thank you for that.
Nice meeting you, Ricky.
Thank you.
And have a good day.
You too.
religion, family values, and the challenges of constitutional democracy. First, we know that I've been to the religious aspect already. Our religious commitment in Liberia is like 50%. Now, all the Christians in Liberia, 50%. The rest of the people just hanging on because they're a religion that can either get you money, can open doors for you, or because somebody around you going to church, so you feel when you go to church, you'll be uplifted spiritually. But majority of our people are committed to the tribal religions, and they practice it. And these things are not joke. That's why I don't want to deal with religion, because I've told you people time again, do not joke with any religious teaching. You cannot think your African religion stronger than Jesus Christ. It's not. You can't think Jesus Christ is stronger than your African religion. He does not support that. That's not what our God is here for. You got to make your choice of who's your God and choose your God. You think you're smart, you want to go do juju and go to church, go do it. See how your life is today. And you still got to do ritualistic killing for job. You got to go rape people in order to be having fun. That's the confusion and the dysfunctional living that comes to us when we think we're smart and want to play with the divinity. You're not smart. Just like I'm a Christian, I wouldn't go condemn any religion in Africa. That's not my place. I don't have that kind of power. Jesus Christ does not give me that authority. I cannot do that. So we know about religion right now. And I told you, I said the only thing that's killing us is you got to be truthful to thyself. If you're not truthful to yourself, you are a charlatan and a fool and a dummy. Because if you know you want to serve your religious, tribal religion, go do it. But you can't say you're Christian and everything happens. You say, I will check out my Christianity and deal with you. Now go into the shrine, go make juju to kill you. Why are you going to make juju to kill that person? Jesus Christ is throwing you to that person. Say, well, you want to go to that thing to go fight that person, then you go to them and you'll fight each other in that arena. I'm not with you. And that was some of us who do things we wonder why bad luck with us. What? Because we are dummies and we think we're smart. So that's my take on religion. Let's deal with family. Every time in my life, I wonder, when my mother had me, when she was nearly 20, why didn't she leave me with any of her brothers and sisters? My grandfather had plenty of children. My mom got plenty of brothers and sisters. But when my mom was leaving Liberia, she didn't leave me with one of them. She didn't leave me with her aunts. She didn't leave me with nobody. The woman she left me with was a woman my mom loved and respected. Because my aunt, when she was raising me, she always told me this story, how she went to visit my grandfather one time, and she was in love with my grandfather. All the women love my grandfather. She said, I want to visit Cousin Ben, and after we got to talking, Cousin Ben told the driver to take me home, and you see the driver putting my aunt in the front seat. The driver put his girlfriend in the front seat and put my aunt in the back seat, in the back of the pickup. And they were about to go when my mother came out and saw that. She said, no, stop. Take my cousin out of that pickup, back of the pickup, and put her in the front seat, and you can put your girls in the back seat in my car. So the man had to do it. He didn't want to do it. He wanted to pull up. My mom hung onto the pickup and was about to be dragged. And you know that wasn't going to happen. So the driver stopped the car. He took my aunt out of the car, put her in the front seat, and put his people in the back. And my aunt never forgot that. So when my mom had me, she heard that my mom wanted to go away. She was looking for somebody to take care of her child. Plenty of people came for her to take me home. Some of the women that came to me in life and said, Rodney, I wanted to take you. You say, you should have been my baby. I look at them, I wanted to fall to the ground and thank my mom and thank God. That's one of the reasons why I love my mom. She didn't do the right thing, but she made sure she gave me to a woman that could take care of me. And this woman raised me like her own child. And I tell you, some of the people that come to me, the women that come to me and say, oh, you should have been my baby, I wanted to take you. When I see them, oh, my heart cut. I say, oh, God, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Where would I be? Where would I be? But look at me today. I was raised by a woman who loved me, who cared about me. She gave me the love that my mom, sisters and brothers couldn't give me. Till today, I don't know some of my mom's sisters and brothers because we never had any relationship. Yeah, I know them as a mom, sister, and brother, but we had no interaction. None of my mom's sisters ever gave me anything to say, Rodney, you my nephew, have this. Not one of them. Not one of her brothers ever did that. Her only brother called me a bastard and ran me out of his house in Carrisburg. Why? Because he was the king of Carrisburg. When my aunt sent me to Carrisburg, the Carrisburg people saw another Ben Fremont child that they could respect too. Because all the people in Carrisburg respected Ben Fremont. So my uncle just thought he was a man and he cheering with a man. So when I came to Carrisburg, people knew that there was another Ben Fremont grandchild in Carrisburg. My uncle couldn't stand it. And I wasn't living with him. I wasn't going to visit with him because I didn't know my uncle. My aunt never raised me with my mom people. She raised me by myself. That's what you see with me, you with me, you with me, you not with me, I don't care. Because I was raised only with Jesus Christ and my mom. I can stay in the room all day. I don't need nobody with me. I got Jesus Christ. Why I need anybody for? Huh? Jesus give me money. You know? Anything I go to the show, I'll go to the islands, go have fun with other people. I don't let with deceit for people. But that's why my mother didn't give me to her own people. The deceit in our society. You know? I told you, I said, recently, the people who are close to my mom, who are my mom, real good relatives, I see them serving my pa people. Taking orders from my pa people. I'm like, what? I didn't know that. But all the days I've been around my pa people, I never saw my mom people around there. But recently, when my brother died, I saw my cousin them taking a plate, clearing dishes and things, serving the Chesson people. I'm like, damn, I see why they betrayed my mom. I see why her own people betrayed her. But this is family. The family in Liberia is deceitful. We got too many family problems in our country with people stealing. People take people property instead of giving them the property. Look at Benin and Yuri. All that property he got not for him. That's a Yuri family property, but he in power. So he feel he can take people property for himself. And that will want jail him and flog him like a little dog. Because you can't do that. That's wickedness. And this is what happens in Liberia from time immemorial. People are wicked. You take you family members, people take money for other people and give people the family property with all the rest of the members involved. Before I even come to Liberia, my care is where people got to sit down and bring every damn deed to the table. And we see every damn deed that we got because too much evil and wickedness in my country. And got to start with your family. You got to clean your family up. If we don't clean our family up, our country will not grow. Because there are too many evil, wicked, deceitful, lying fools in our damn families. And we got to weed them out. They are traitors. They will kill their own people. And my carers people are known for killing each other. Ask anybody in Liberia about carers, but the first thing my pa told me, when I told my pa I want to change my name to Freeman, my pa almost cried. My pa said, you know those people can kill each other? I wanted to get mad with my pa, but it's true. It's true. My pa didn't lie to me. My mom people killed each other. They killed my grandfather, and none of the bitches stood up to fight for him. None of them. What? It's over 50, 60, 70, 80 years now. Not one of those fools in Carrisburg, not even my uncle, stood up to fight for his pa. That just shows you how the people weak. Weak. And this is not only just one family. We got plenty of families like this in Liberia. And this is why our country is struggling. We got too many evil people right in our family. They take our deeds, they take our property, and they steal it for themselves. Every family in Liberia got a problem with this. Wicked people. When you born outside, just forget it. You finish. And that's the problem. This is another problem. This is where hatred comes from. Because people won't get married, then the man goes sleeping or will have outside children. Then he expects the outside children to come live in the house with his wife, and the wife to love his outside children. But you see, this comes from our culture. When the women are property, the men have no respect for their women. So why will you marry a woman when you have no respect for her as an equal, when she's a property? So you go have all your other children and bring them in the house. She can't say nothing because she has no authority under the law to say anything. She's a property herself. She can be put out. So you're telling me now, how will I have all this hatred and animosity? Then the children grow up. You know you're outside child. You know you might have brother, my half brother. They treat each other. They deceive and lie to each other. Say they want to be brothers and sisters. Then one person keeping the property, eating all the money, and not reporting nothing to the other people. And everybody else in the family pissed off and angry. They can't say nothing. But yet they all meeting as family and shaking other hands, laughing, smiling. I can't do that. I can't do that. My left hand offend me. I cut it off. I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. I cut your ass off. I don't want you around me. What around you around me for? You try to come to smile with you when I know you did me wrong. And I want my Liberian people to know you. There's no reason. There's no right under the sun for me to hate anybody in my country. The people that kill my pa, I don't hate them. The people that did things to me, I don't hate them. I don't. I don't know how to hate people. But you'll be punished. Because everything you do to me wrong, you'll be punished. I'm a man of peace. I'm a man of charity. I'm a man of love. That's why I don't worry about my enemies. You ever see me talking about people here, but they're saying you about Chesson? They plenty. I just look at them and walk away. And in no time they will fall. Because my mission is divine. How many of you think you will see me here today? Not many people. I didn't even know myself I'll be in the. I remember my friend in Liberia. I went to his house one morning, and when I was walking, he said, "Rodney, I just dream about you." This was the second friend that dreamed of me. I told you Richard Wilson dreamed of me. This was another friend I used to go to his house in the morning to, after Richard died, and he and I used to sit down and talk because we're cousins too. So I went to his house that morning. He said, Rodney, I just dreamed about you. I said, yeah, what you dream? He said, I dreamed you were talking. And when you were talking, I liked it. And plenty of us liked it. I said, yeah. So yeah, I talking right now. It's not a lie. He told me in Liberia, his name is Eugene Scott. Go and ask him. He told me in Liberia many, many years ago, when I walked into his house one morning, he said, Chesson, I just dreamed about you, my man. I said, yeah, what you dreaming of me? He said, you're talking. And what you were saying, I liked it. I don't. So I hope you like what I'm saying. Because he liked it even before he heard it. Aluta! Continue. My class is done. So that's what we start on. I just want to touch on the family values and the dysfunctional shit we got going on in the country before we move on to different things. But we got a problem. Our family is dysfunctional. Totally dysfunctional. You want to be monogamous or you want to be polygamous or the whole family structure in our country mess up. And if you don't know it now, you better know it soon. The time of the Liberian people is here. Aluta. Continua. Well, my people, my time is out. I see you tomorrow morning, bright and early. Be here or be square. Good Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Tony Commander J.R. Glapohkpa Chesson. This morning I'm in Seacon on Thornton Avenue at Sarcastic Sweets. I'm here with the proprietor. Ma'am, could you introduce yourself to us and tell us how long you've been here?
So my name is Nina Reed. I'm from Anchorage, Alaska, but I've had the store here in I had it based in Rhode Island for 10 years, where I had my food truck, and this is our first year in Seekonk, Massachusetts. So we've been here for a full year as of August 19th.
So tell us about Sarcastic Sweets.
So what to tell you about Sarcastic Sweets? We started out as a food truck. We do custom orders, cakes, weddings, pickups, deliveries, birthday parties, colleges, fundraisers, churches, very important to me. We do all of those types of events, but then we were finally able to get a store through a lot of savings and fundraising and things like that here in Seekonk, Massachusetts. So we still service Rhode Island quite a bit, but we also service a lot of Massachusetts. And we have the bakery portion, which is Sarcastic Sweets, and the Alaska Treehouse portion of things, which is the breakfast, lunch, smoothies, cafe portion of things. So you can come in and do your work like an internet cafe, or you can have breakfast with your family, or lunch. We do breakfast all day, because in Alaska you can have breakfast any time of the day. Any time of the day could be breakfast. Pastries, movie, special orders.
This is fantastic.